Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, here in the ECAC. My name is Sandwich. Several post-university Eagles looking to battle through the first two rounds here in the second season of play. On board with BradSnappa up against Concord Esports. A best of three between these two to get out of round one into round two here in the ECAC. A loaded day one of playoffs. Gonna have a long night here, folks, so get your popcorn, get a drink of water here, and batten down the hatches. BradSnappa gonna have to go through two best of threes to move on to week two here in the postseason. Waiting for him after this matchup with Concord Esports, his fellow post-university Eagle and top three seeded opponent, BigSneezy. If he gets past Concord, it will be fratricide in round two, but of course can't get quite ahead of ourselves here as we approach the kickoff. Going to go out, in, and out of the end zone. So we do have Adonis playing off stream as well. He'll be up against the University of Rio Grande. We will also have two rounds of postseason action to get out into week two of the playoffs. Opening run comes up a bit empty there for BradSnappa. Going to be a TFL loss of 2 for Post University. Adonis's opponent has not checked in yet. That seems to be the name of Adonis's season. Longtime viewers are going to remember how he struggled to even get games in the first half of the semester because of how many opponents just would not check in. So we will have updates coming in through stream. Of course, Adonis not streaming tonight's action, so we will be on board with BradSnappa, and then BigSneezy, hopefully both BigSneezy and BradSnappa against each other there in round two. Third down to keep the drive alive. Arm punt as the ball is intercepted. Now rolling down the left sideline. Concord Esports going to get a nice field position inside the red zone here at the 15. And neither opponent faced each other in the regular season. Both teams faced up against UNK in the regular season. Concord won their week 7 matchup 2-1. It was Post University's matchup to open the season. The football's knocked loose. Post University, a takeaway of their own, and now rolling down the right sideline. Eventually shoved out of bounds at the 45. Possession going back and forth early on in this one. Neither team can hold on to the football for very long, and Post University going to keep their offense moving out now. A takeaway on the opening possession there on defense for Post University. Just what the doctor ordered. Quick out route, going to be out of reach of the receiver and incomplete. Still looking for some more momentum on the offensive side of the football. Of course, clock is stopped, but Stadium Pulse is rolling. Looking for a completion to get some momentum, and this route's jumped. Concord, another interception. Going to be a foot race down the left sideline. No one's home to catch that man. En route for the touchdown for Concord Esports. And already 3 takeaways, 3 changes of possessions en route to that opening score. Early on in this one, an eventful path to 7-0 for Concord Esports. Far from regular offense and defense being played here. BradSnappa going to get this football back just as soon as he lost it following the pick 6. Got to have that short memory. Keep on rolling here. The possession arrow already not going his way as he came up empty on that opening drive. Just got to keep playing consistent football. Still has yet to cross his opponent's half of the field, looking to do so on this drive. The Stadium Pulse continuing to roll upwards here. Snappa going to be looking for any sort of momentum, a run on first down. The gap going to collapse just as soon as it opened. Just a gain of 2 for Post University. Playbook still very wide open for both teams. We know how popular it is to run a 4-down offense. So a lot of room left there for BradSnappa. Bit of limbo being played there. Almost hit the ground following that second tackle. Needed a third man to bring him down. Snappa still able to power through for the first down there. Another run on first. Good for a 2-yard gain once more. Post University still looking to matriculate upfield.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8.
Right on pace here with the sticks on 2nd and 8. Able to find the tight end. Able to get outside of those middle linebackers. The pass hauled in for a 6-yard gain up to 3rd and short now for Post University. Playbook wide open for Post here. Short completions. Runs right up the gut. We could be looking for a deep shot downfield as well. Looking to thread the needle between the secondary. Between the corner and the middle linebacker. Hauled in for the first down. Post University now able to cross into enemy territory. More consistency on offense here on this 3rd drive for Post University. Run on 1st and 10. Brought back for a loss of 2.
Nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about
these runs on 1st and 10, a bit of a mixed bag. I'd like to see Snappa staying consistent with that attack. Don't let the opponent get too comfortable, force you into situations there. The ball knocked up. No one in the secondary able to haul it in. Crisis averted if you are Post University. There's a no-leak stream, but doesn't look like any adjustments being made here. So we will return to the field of play shortly. Going to take a brief moment. There is our playoff bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom left of your screen. Again, BradSnappa needs to go through Concord Esports and then fellow Post University Eagle BigSneezy to move on to day 2 of the playoffs. You get all the way to top 4, and you have the 3rd place game as well. But no one tonight is going to be able to rest their laurels on a potential top 3 finish. Still a lot of opponents left to go through before you reach the top of the mountain there. Another 3rd and long for Post University. Last time they faced a similar issue. Could have been an incompletion. We have someone open on the left sideline. Going to do damage through the middle of the field, and it's picked off. Now crossing through the left sideline. The quarterback going to be the only one left standing between number 2 and another pick 6. Far from an unconventional attack for Concord Esports. 2 pick 6s to get out to a 14-0 lead in this one. Had a wide open man on the left sideline. Looked to gash through the gap in the safeties. Concord Esports was ready for it. You might see it here on the replay. No, we just barely miss it on the instant replay there. And Concord Esports feeling themselves here. Going to look to go for 2. Quick pass, bounce to the outside. They have the numbers, and the 2-point conversion is good. Still a whole lot of college football 25 left to be played here, but Concord Esports going to be feeling themselves. 3 interceptions for the Mountain Lions here. Once again, going to bounce in and out of the end zone as BradSnappa looking to get rid of the goose egg he's put up so far in this contest on this drive.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They've gotten off to a sluggish start.
Gotta worry about feeling that pressure, potentially shrinking the playbook. Snappa able to spot the open man this time. Untouched, uncovered. Fool me once. Shame on you. BradSnappa not going to be fooled twice. Finds the open man on the left sideline for the touchdown. Get scoring started for Post University. You wonder if BradSnappa will try to force the issue early with that play. Looks like Concord Esports ran the exact same coverage, the exact same player wide open on the left sideline. Snappa able to take advantage for the score. That could be something to watch. Again, is BradSnappa going to force the issue early or just keep that in their back pocket in case of emergency break glass sort of play?
Quarterback by himself in the backfield.
Or Snappa going to have to lock in on defense now. The only other defensive snap he's had came up with a fumble recovery. It's going to be hard to one up that sort of move, and Concord Esports going to one that up with a one-play touchdown. Concord Esports continuing to be electric, this time on the offensive side of the football. First snap of offense for Concord Esports, coughed up the football with a fumble. Second snap of offense, it's a one-play touchdown, and they're back out on the field for the two-point conversion. Going to continue to keep it a 2+ possession game. Make BradSnappa feel the pressure to score in bunches and quickly out route to the left sideline, hauled in. 23-7 your score about midway through the first quarter. Neither team shy about scoring. It's Concord's two-way prowess. Multiple pick sixes and the touchdown there that have got them out to the early lead.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchdown.
And want to see how Snappa comes out here. We're going to try to disguise this coverage. Saw him go back into recent plays. Might be looking to return to the well here. How are Concord Esports going to respond? They're going to disguise the coverage here with the flip. Concord Esports looks like they adjusted here. We have someone running with that receiver down the left sideline, and in the triple coverage it goes. It's picked off. No release valves, and another pick six for Concord Esports. The man on the left sideline was covered. The man down the middle, not the release valve that BradSnappa was hoping for. It's picked off and goes the length of the field for 6. Concord Esports approaching a 30-point quarter here in the first. And that receiver cutting across the middle of the field. Remember, that was the play that was picked off for the last pick six. That BradSnappa didn't see the wide receiver open on the left side of the screen. Second time it comes around, he sees the wide receiver. Third time around, that man on the left sideline's covered, had nowhere else to go. Concord Esports adjusting on the defensive side of the ball. All sorts of numbers on the right sideline on the two-point conversion. Gonna waltz, gonna saunter, gonna walk into the end zone nearly there. Concord Esports untouched and looking to continue to pile on the points. This ain't the regular season, folks. Not really an advantage to come out and pile on the points on your opponent, besides demoralizing them. Of course, Concord Esports also have a matchup waiting for them at 10 p.m. EST against BigSneezy. If they can make it out, might be looking to put some pressure on their opponents, come away with some early forfeits, some extra breathing room into round 2. They don't come away with the onside kick, though. The BradSnappa going to continue to operate this offense. A humongous drop back for BradSnappa, nearly 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. The comeback route going to be hauled in by the receiver. 1, 2, 3 defenders going to bring him down at the 3-yard line now. Those deep drop backs so dangerous because it can cause the pocket to almost instantly collapse, but that time the rollout buying enough space for Snappa to come away with the completion. The man on the drag route has a step on his man, hauled in for the touchdown. Host University responding in kind. The kick, field goal unit out now for the PAT. It is up and it is good. Still a large deficit here for Post University, but not looking to go quietly. Is BradSnappa there continuing to respond with that speed? Looks like may already be feeling the pressure this Concord Esports offense is putting out there on the field. Speaking of this offense, out they come back on the field for their third drive of the contest. You see Snappa playing in the secondary on the top portion of your screen. Once again, the screen routes, able to scheme the man advantage on the right side of the field. That's usually where magic happens. If you can get that man advantage, you have blockers ready, willing, and able to help you roll downfield as Concord Esports reset down in distance for the offense. Bringing the free safeties a little bit lower to the line of scrimmage. Might be reading a run play here. Post University now going to be rolling back. It's their drop back to pass. That time, no numbers advantage. Mano y mano. And Post University able to blow it up. And those checkdowns there, that was not the primary option on that play. So Concord Esports trying to make something out of nothing. But because it's just a check down, they're not going to have that schematic man advantage on that side of the field. Quick route underneath. Hit as he makes the reception. And it's knocked incomplete. Now 3rd and long for Concord Esports. Snappa came away with a defensive win on his first defensive snap. Could come away with another one here on 3rd and long. Potential 3 and out incoming for Concord Esports. Pass hauled in. First defender shoved off, and that'll be enough to reset the chains and get Concord Esports rolling into the red zone out at the 31.
They've already scored a touchdown, and here they are taking another shot and getting a big play. If you're on defense, you have got to find a way to slow this quarterback down.
Concord sputtering that time on that last set of downs, continuing to move. Hauled in, but into double coverage. Short 4-yard gain there for Concord Esports. Concord Esports coming in as the higher seed in this matchup. Not by very much. 14 versus 19. Of course, Concord Esports came in with a 5-2 record. Post University, BradSnappa coming in with a 4-3 record for that slightly lower seed. Of course, the winner going to be facing up against the number 3 seed BigSneezy. Only loss for that man was to the number 1 seed who went undefeated the perfect season for Southern University. Concord Esports, tremendous drop back, dangerous ball, 50-50 ball, and BradSnappa able to come away with it. Dangerous when you throw those into those one-on-one matchups. And BradSnappa able to make Concord Esports pay with a takeaway. Neither team has been shy about throwing into narrow windows. Concord Esports getting burned that time. Gashing across that left side of the field. Uncovered. Looked like the safeties were occupied with the sideline. So one-on-one on the middle of the field. Just the sort of concept you want to see if you're BradSnappa. Was looking for that sort of route concept to go his way on previous drives, and that time it's got him all the way at the 6-yard line now for 1st and goal. Rolling to the right sideline. Going to have a blocker there with that wide receiver. Going to be enough to roll through. 2nd and goal now. Still at the 3. No TFL, but no yards gained that time either for Post University.
And you can see him. He takes off with the football, and they just trying to get to him.
Time under center, underneath the middle linebackers, going to power through the rest of the defense for the touchdown. Now 31-20. Your score as Post University continue to battle back in this one. Only a 10-point deficit now. Now one more quarter of play. Still the possession arrow going in favor of Concord Esports, who are going to start with the ball in the 3rd quarter. But BradSnappa taking that first punch and is still moving forward on offense here. You see that 4 takeaways to 2. Neither team has been shy about throwing these 50-50 balls, living with the consequences. Wildcat formation. Go for a 7-yard gain. Snappa continuing to operate. You see Downs up there on fire on the top right of your screen from that middle linebacker, or from that free safety position, excuse me. Ball underneath that 1st down marker, able to juke a couple of defenders, outrun a couple more before being shoved out of bounds at the 42. Tough cover there on the left sideline as Concord move out to midfield.
Throw the ball short, but what he does after the catch, he's just got so much speed.
RPO hauled in, no yak for Concord Esports, brought down shortly after the reception. Now 2nd and 4. Had a little window if he pitched the ball to the running back as well, but did some damage through the air, and it'll be 2nd and 4. Dangerous ball in the middle of the field. Post University nearly come away with it. Concord Esports getting away with throwing in a double coverage that time. Very rarely can you do that. They will live to survive to 3rd and 4. BradSnappa continuing to play this bait and switch game, bringing the free safety down before going back up with these route runners. That time hit as he makes the reception. It's brought down for the first.
And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to
One-on-one on the left sideline. Usually so tough to contain. Usually you have to settle for just hits as he makes the catch. That time it's going to give up the first. Short run on 1st and 10. Good for a 3-yard gain. Secondary continuing to be a problem. Snappa rolled in. One-on-one tackle. You see him slide past the running back there. That's going to go create 1st and goal from the 9. Of course, being there is half the battle, but we've seen how difficult it can be to make one-on-one tackles in open space in this one. That time, Snappa able to make his presence felt. Bring the back down at the 5-yard line.
Anything they want to do right now is working.
Picked up some of what they needed on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5.
A wealth of zones
After the run, now to throw.
here in goal line territory. Concord Esports able to find the gap in the seams for the touchdown. That's the risky run with zone defense with that smaller field. Have defenders too many defenders lying in wait, just create gaps for opponents to attack in that shortened field. Concord Esports going to continue to attack with these 2-point conversions.
Scanning the field.
Drop back to pass for 2 more. Pass is knocked out of the receiver's hands, incomplete.
He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
And it'll be a quirky 16-point lead for Concord Esports as we approach the 2-minute warning. Ball in and out of the end zone, so virtually 4 timeouts for Post University to operate with all 3 in their 2-minute timeout. They have yet to really operate with that sort of methodical pace, however. Really short drives for Post University so far in this contest. Bringing the back under center here. Now 1st and 10. Gonna make some damage. Navigate amongst the trees. Gonna be good for a 1st down. Able to attack the gaps right up the middle to move the chains. BradSnappa could be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Dropping back to pass. The rollout to create some space for the tight end. Pass is hauled in, and that will be the 2-minute warning. And 2nd and 1 for Post University.
The Buckeyes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving.
We've seen this play before, folks. Watch for Y on the left side of your screen. BradSnappa surely sees him with a step on his man. And the pass is brought down out to the 5-yard line. That play continues to be a thorn in Concord Esports' side. They get burned by it once more. BradSnappa kick-starting this offense out to 1st and goal from the 5. The run, TFL for a loss of 8. Now starting at the 8-yard line here on 2nd down.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting the back.
Drops back once more. The tight end, the big fella, able to power through the secondary for the touchdown. Post University. And you see the difference in the offensive attack. 4 touchdowns for the quarterback for Post University. Meanwhile, Concord Esports continuing to be powered by that strong defense. They've only thrown 2 touchdowns on offense. Have a couple of extra pick sixes and 2-point conversions under their belt. 2-point conversion attempt for Post University comes up empty. It'll be a 10-point deficit as we approach halftime. Still 3 timeouts. Plenty of time left in this half. Honestly, for both players, if they really wanted to go end-to-end here with 6 timeouts between both squads. A deceptive amount of time for both teams to work with here. Dropping back to pass. Short completion to the big fella. Gonna keep rolling down the right sideline. Only a matter of time before the cavalry arrives to catch that man rolling down the right sideline, but not before he flips the field out at the 38-yard line now.
A big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate
Wildcat formation running right into the defense. Just a 1-yard gain for Concord Esports.
Pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9.
Post University battling to keep this a 10-point deficit. Again, they'll be starting on defense in the second half. 50-50 ball out of the secondary's reach over the top of the defense. Now just 1 yard of grass between Concord Esports and another touchdown. One in the backfield for Concord Esports. Trips formation empty on that right side. Running back. Line of scrimmage, the gap evaporates. Gain of 0 for Concord Esports. That trips formation buys time and space for the running back. You run up the gap or potentially out, stretch to the sideline, but that time nothing was open. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 20. Concord Esports can make this the last play of the half if they'd like to here with 15 on the game clock, 10 on the play clock. They might be looking to do just that. Boom or bust for Concord Esports, looking to set up the screen pass, but Post University's all over it. It's a tackle for loss. Out comes the first time out for Concord Esports as they get sent back to the 3-yard line. They will have a chance for one more play before bringing out the field goal unit, unless they really look to elongate the time in the pocket here. Quick pass out to the back, out to the receiver on the right sideline, excuse me. Had the man advantage once more. And that one's going to be brought in for 6. Another touchdown for Concord Esports. Their 3rd from the offensive side of the ball. They may be feeling the pressure, keeping the quarterback on the bench. The standard 1-point PAT, 44-27. Your score here as we approach halftime. Post University, they can look to bring the ball out. As it approaches the back of the end zone, they're going to have realistically one more play on offense to sneak out with some points here at the end of the first half. We're coming out in this pet play that's left wide open on the left side of your screen, but we have a prevent look to get to the other side of. Going to be difficult with these extra help defenders in the back. And going to be brought down all the same, 27-44. Still a decent-sized mountain to be climbed for Post University. Concord Esports, some two-way prowess in the first quarter. Have them with a nice multi-possession lead here at the start of the 3rd. A lead that can grow here as they'll start with the football in the 3rd quarter.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25.
And here rounds 1 and 2, both best of 3s. So both teams regular cadence as they felt in the regular season. I believe best of 5 starts at top 4. So we won't see any of these longer matches tonight. And the middle linebackers, they all came crashing down. So only the cornerbacks and the safeties to try to keep number 1 contained. Was able to break out to the 37. Post University playing their hand towards the pass. You see the empty box on the replay there. Everybody coming in at the quarterback. Gives a lot of room for these short routes to charge up in the backfield, run out into open space. Speaking of open space, the tight end juking back inside. Another first down for Concord Esports. And that play to the big fella has been sneaky successful for Concord Esports. Have the running backs commit to the blocking. Let the big fella rumble downfield. Snappa able to keep the play in front of him. Once again, a member of the secondary, a step on his man. So tough to instantly diagnose which cornerback is getting beat, which middle linebacker is about to have a man leave his zones. And Concord Esports able to diagnose that issue immediately for the touchdown and the PHE. Up to 51-27 now here for Concord Esports.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it...
Post University need to keep moving with the pace. You have X underneath, but Post University looking for deep shots downfield. Had the check down wide open for yards after the catch. Post University surely feeling the pressure to put up points in a hurry here in this contest. Now looking to roll out. You got a man streaking across field. It's overthrown and incomplete. Devastation there for Post University. Now 3rd and 10 for them here. Might be approaching 4-down territory anyhow, so just looking for any yards by any means necessary. Ball is propped up, hits the ground. And again, Post University, they might be letting perfect become the enemy of good. We watch the check down X on the left side of your screen. There have been moments where it's been open. It looks like that time the user defender all over it. Just the release valve covered. The preferred routes we want on the left side of the field are covered. Nowhere for Post University to operate. And the 4-down offense goes nowhere for Post University. Concord Esports in prime striking position here, starting out at the 25. Dangerous ball. Numerous members of the secondary to bat that one down, incomplete.
I know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing
you cannot ask to play better defense than Post University just did that time. Immediately brings the receiver down, just maybe a step too late, and they're still able to haul it in. Excuse me.
He's looking to throw. Quarterback moving out of the pocket.
Rolling out now. Should they stay or should they go? Perfect timing. Forces the quarterback to give up the ball right as the secondary is ready to react there. Amazing zoom in from the replay cameraman, but that member of the secondary able to knock the ball out of the receiver's hands. Could have been a touchdown. Instead, it'll be 2nd and goal. Out route, diving out of bounds, still a touchdown. Looks like he had a foot in the end zone. In college football 26, you're only going to need 1 foot. That was certainly close. Thought it was going to be incomplete. Instead, it'll be a 30-point lead now for the Mountain Lions. Concord Esports with an emphatic introduction to the postseason for BradSnappa in his rookie semester of play.
And then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play just like he did right there for 6 points.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And the ball will make it
Midway through the 3rd quarter, I do like BradSnappa just letting it go out of the end zone. Every additional second is going to count to have chances to come back in this one. Don't want to waste too much with the kickoff trickeration. Short gain for 2 on the opening run. Only struggle is the run game has really struggled for Post University to create large, consistent chunks of offense. We've had to go to these short routes or look to gash upfield with these go routes. The ground game has not been able to generate that consistency. You really want to see that force your defense, the opposing defenses, to commit extra defenders. BradSnappa on the rollout here. Able to evade defenders. Make it 2nd and 3 now for Post University. World's going to be their oyster on 2nd and 3. Block is shed. And it'll be a TFL loss of 2. Post University getting sent back to the 41. 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles.
They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the 3rd quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run.
Forced to roll out, and it's away from the left sideline. I mean, right at the offensive, the lineman level. The pocket collapses, forcing Post University away from the side of the field. They're looking to attack. Just makes it so difficult for Snappa to get any room to operate out there. Tough throw into double coverage. The big fella cannot make the reception they need. The offense going to get shoved off the field on 4th down.
Stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Unloads it left.
And wide open on the left side of the field. One step into the end zone there. Hardly a Post University on the left side of your screen. I took a look at chat for a second to see what's going on with Adonis. Of course, he's got opponent forfeit shenanigans afoot. Again, it's been the name of his season, as he may just waltz in to his round 2 matchup in stride. Would not surprise me with how Adonis' season has gone. He's had an impressive 5-2 start. Just, if I recall correctly, it wasn't actually too many of those games, especially to start the semester. We didn't get too much Adonis gameplay. Longtime viewers will remember in the regular season because of how few opportunities we had with the forfeits and the reschedules that occurred with Adonis there. Of course, still on board with BradSnappa, looking to get some magic. Open and run on 1st and 10. It's continued to go nowhere. That time a loss of 1. Again, not that the running game is what they need here, down so many points, but it keeps the offense wide and varied. Although who needs that much variety when this play has been such a problem for Concord Esports to guard? Post University touchdown. Smith uncontested, 0 defenders in the frame. A huge touchdown to cut the lead to 33 there, 32, excuse me. And I do like that BradSnappa's had this play in his back pocket. That more often than not has been such an issue. Don't want to see BradSnappa lean too much on this concept, especially down so many points. Don't want to give Concord any more reps than is strictly necessary to try to guard that play that's been such a problem for him. But again, still a lot of football left to be played. If we can have a pick 6, a fumble recovery, we need more two-way prowess from Post University. That is how Concord powered their lead early on in the first half, and it's how they've continued to do so here in the second. Gonna roll in. They buy the play fake. The route is jumped. Multiple defenders at the running back. And now the quarterback, the only one separating Post University from a pick 6. Gonna force the man out at the 8-yard line. But just what the sandwich ordered there. Two-way prowess. Gonna get Post University's offense a head start here at the 8-yard line.
The Buckeyes trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Looking to pass. It's Sayin.
A pair of drag routes, both drag routes double covered. So miracle neither player ended up coughing up an interception. There could have been bad. Once again, a wealth of drag routes. One man to beat for Post University to try to power through the end zone. Always dangerous when that quarterback takes contact on the run. No fumble. Instead, it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Run on 3rd and goal. It's a TFL, loss of 2. Once again, this is where you want the running game to really power you through and get any sort of yardage. Comes up empty, comes up negative for Post University now. 4th and goal from the 4. Looking for a win. They've got the tight end with a step on the rest of the defense for the touchdown. Cooler heads prevailing there. BradSnappa saw the tight end with a step the entire snap of the football there. The kick is up and it is good. narrowing the deficit just a little bit off that two-way play for Post University. Still just enough of a deficit that neither team really has room for error here. The wheels cannot completely fall off for either side just yet. And that's why we questioned the onside kick early on in the first half, but that's why you cannot stop the pressure here in the playoffs. Ball hauled in as they run out of bounds. 420 yards, and you see it there, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So both teams with no problem rifling it out and living with the consequences. The tight end play, we talked about it. Get the big fella rolling out into space. Can't quite have the connection with the quarterback you're looking for, and it's incomplete.
Right away makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
They're going to muddy up the box and force a tremendous drop back from the quarterback. None of the short routes they wanted came to pass, and none of the deep shots that needed time to develop had that sort of space. Have a drop back that's like 15 yards of distance. Usually not going to be easy to come away with the completion. 3rd and 10 now for Concord Esports. They're going to do some damage underneath, one-on-one, and Concord able to come out on top for the first down. And those one-on-one tackles are the hardest plays you're going to ask defenders to make, and Snappa can't come away with it there. As that'll bring us to the final quarter of play. Virtual perfection is going to be the name of the game for BradSnappa if Post University wants a chance in this one. Again, still game 1 of a best of 3. A whole lot of college football 25 to be played here.
Back to pass, it's Simpson.
Snappa continuing to play so strong from that free safety position. But once again, Concord Esports diagnosing the man, gashing up the field for the touchdown. 71-42 now for Concord Esports. Every single score continues to beg the question of the early forfeit from Post University. Maybe just let the mental game reset, get back to 0-0 as a comeback becomes increasingly unlikely. Both sides of the game working against you as time in the final quarter approaches 0 and that deficit continues to rise.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There will be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next.
Huge drop back for Post University, forcing a throw on the run. Those throws on the run, I don't want to say impossible, but pretty close to it. No time to stop and step through a throw with the defenders breathing down their neck, and it's incomplete. Going to turn the corner and does so as they approach that right sideline.
Right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. Wants to throw on first down. He's moving.
Look at these cornerbacks, such a problem. Able to find that in route in the middle of the field. The cornerbacks and the middle linebackers mucking up any drag routes, any slants, any small curl routes that could have been thrown. But that in route at about the 15-yard line, a gap for Post University to attack. No time to attack any gaps that time, forcing the incompletion early. Here comes 2nd and 10.
It's personally never worked with, but no, just speed, just big guys, great offensive designed around guys that are game breakers out wide that really stretch the heck out of your defense.
Back to throw, it's Sayin. Gets it out fast.
Completion.
And maybe he'll get back to the line.
Had one man to beat to really have a window to roll down the right sideline. Can't quite shed the defender. That'll be 3rd and 10 for Post University now. No room to settle for field goals in this one. So 4-down offense on the way for the Eagles.
This week in practice, but obviously a lot more
And 4-down offense is going to be just what the doctor's ordering here, and following the incompletion. No, excuse me. The field goal unit comes out, but Post University. No, excuse me. Concord Esports call the timeout as they spot the field goal unit, looking to get out of that conventional defense they called. Or perhaps just looking to call Post University's bluff, forcing the field goal up wide left. The attempt is left no good for Post University, and Concord Esports firmly in the driver's seat here as we approach the end of game one.
So Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish.
Huge drop back, long time in the pocket for Concord Esports. Come up empty, it's incomplete.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Another drop back for Concord Esports. Snappa able to come in rolling just at the perfect moment to force the incompletion. Knock the ball from the receiver's hands. Kudos to him. Usually it's hard to really time that up, to keep everything in front of you but still make your presence felt when the football gets rolled out like that. 50-50 ball on the left sideline. It's batted down and incomplete. It's like Concord Esports have been running that same concept multiple times on this drive, trying to see if they can make magic happen with it. Post University have been all over it so far. Still one more drive between the Eagles and the stop. The turnover on downs. Gonna roll to the left sideline. No one particularly close as it hits the ground there, and it'll be a turnover on downs for Concord Esports. Gonna get Post University back on offense at the 34.
Why not just punt, give it back, and just leave here with a W? That's because this coach
looking to roll out, finding that in route once again. Cross body, tough throw. As tough a throw as you will make in college football 26 on this Heisman difficulty, but BradSnappa able to make it work. Keep rolling up to the 13.
I like it.
Pair of crossing drag routes, ships in the night, and Concord Esports cannot lock them down. Snappa able to take it in for the touchdown. Offense stays out on the field for the 2-point PAT. Pair of drag routes once more. Snappa able to force Concord Esports to pick their poison en route to the 2-point conversion. Now a 23-point deficit for Post University in this one.
On the move from inside his 5.
A 23-point deficit is going to be what it takes for Concord Esports. Opt for the kickoff return as they get out to the 31-yard line.
Off the play fake on first down. Makes the catch. It's Cueva.
Short completion, crushed just past the marker there.
A productive play is one that it gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. Throws to the wideout. Put it where only his man.
Was it brought in? Yes, had multiple feet in bounds. The toe tap are going to be more than enough for first down. Up to the 37 now for Concord Esports. Maybe we had an incompletion on our hands. Instead, the Mountain Lions continue to roll downfield. And no chew clock coming out of Concord Esports. Again, they have a chance to deflate this game clock, speed run us to the 2-minute warning and out of the game. Instead, they're continuing to run that standard offense.
All the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Well, that was pretty easy for
Quick out route to the tight end. Short completion, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. RPO too quick on the draw, and it's incomplete. Had a man who was open. Again, out of the receiver's reach and incomplete. And Concord Esports, they're not looking to downshift into a win-securing offense. They're looking to keep the intensity high. Again, it's a best of 3, so you cannot slow down and get into that comfort mode just yet. So despite this massive multi-possession lead, they're continuing to operate as if every down of football could be their last. Tremendous drop back, gonna force it into the trees. Dangerous ball, but it's incomplete.
And this offense put together a really good drive, man. Like, that was a good drive, but third down in the red zone when the field starts to shrink, they really struggled to try to find a play.
Now 4th and 4, the fake field goal unit. The fake field goal comes up empty, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Post University from the 29. 3 scores and at least 1 2-point conversion separating Post University and tying up this game. Certainly possible. Not exactly likely here, but anything can happen here as we approach the 2-minute warning. Route underneath to the receiver in stride. Not looking to bounce it back out of bounds. Going to stay inbounds, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Post's going to move with the quickness. Not enough time to snap the ball, though, as we approach the 2-minute warning. There it goes. Now 2 minutes and 3 timeouts for Post University. All that are separating us from triple zeros on the game clock here in this one. Dropping back to pass. High ball. Tight end able to spot it on the defender's head for the 2-yard gain. Continue to operate in this hurry up. No time left for anything else. Tough throw. You see that orange. Usually it's going to be thrown across your body like that. Usually it can't spell trouble, but Post University's done an excellent job of using that throw across your body when they've needed to do so. Looking to gash up to the right side of the field. The pass is hauled in, brought down at the 16. Not out of bounds, so the hurry-up offense is going to continue. No, I was going to say, excuse me, I was wrong. But no, there goes the game clock ticking down now for Post University.
He might want another play.
Some adjustments at the line of scrimmage for Post University. A wealth of defenders at the line of scrimmage. The cornerbacks playing zones much closer to the line of scrimmage. These drag routes. A second defender with those cornerbacks down low like that. Once again, dropping back to pass. Pass is brought in. Flipped over, brought down at the 4-yard line now. Post University 1st and goal from the 4. Looking to roll out. Nowhere really left to go. Dangerous ball knocked into the air. Incomplete. Threw it into, what is that, 6 bodies there? 2 Post University receivers, 4 defenders. So happy to come away with the incompletion. It looked like Concord had numbers on that side. Ball thrown up into the air. High points it. And I'm honestly surprised Post University haven't gotten burned by that yet. That's like maybe the 6th time the ball has been knocked out of somebody's hands and gone skyward. And this time it's a Concord Esports pick 6. Just got to charge it to the game. I mean, almost unpreventable, unpredictable. Hits the receiver's hands and goes right into the lying, waiting arms of the defense. And it's tough to scheme out those sorts of unpredictabilities, and the 2-point conversion goes nowhere.
Well, head coach obviously decided it was best to go for 2
and
points.
5 interceptions. Certainly don't need to put on my coaching hat to say it's going to be too many turnovers to have a chance to come away here in the playoffs. No less. If there's any time where you got to batten down the hatches on offense, it's going to be here in the 2nd season. Wow, wasn't ready to play by 8:45. Well, kudos to Adonis. As he moves on into round 2 of the playoffs following the nice forfeit W. Insane. Adonis is still playing the forfeit W game here in the 2nd season, but that's just the way the college esports cookie crumbles sometimes.
Continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit.
Another huge drop back, but this in route, this concept is another play for BradSnappa to take. into his playbook. This mesh, we saw the mesh concepts throughout the regular season. Haven't seen too much of it in this game. But this I like this mesh concept with this release valve on the in route. If both drag routes are covered, you still have an in route from the wide receiver to burn with. Speaking of putting on the burners, the tight end, big fella rolling down the left sideline up to the 6-yard line. Kudos to Adonis as he approaches round 2. Again, we won't have any updates. We won't have any stream to go to. But Danny will be providing those live game time updates as he approaches his round 2 matchup. Or I guess not yet. It'll happen at 10 p.m. I wonder if his opponent will want to play early. Dangerous ball. The drag route. The drag route's such a hard route to operate in the red zone because so many extra defenders are lying in wait. Couple of extra defenders that time. Going to power Concord Esports to a pick 6 touchdown with triple zeros on the game clock. An exclamation point on this one for Concord Esports. They drop a nice, cool 85 bomb. 85 to 50, your final score here at the end of game 1.
As a quarterback, you know those windows are really small to throw into. And if you don't throw it on time, it's going to get at minimum tipped, maybe picked. That's the
tremendous game. I mean, two-way prowess from Concord Esports. Their offense really came alive in the second half, but their defense electric throughout. A pick 6, of course, the exclamation point on this contest was the opening score, the second score for Concord Esports. BradSnappa, no breathing room to operate on offense, on route, to the route by Concord Esports. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back with game 2 of this best of 3 when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Post University looking to battle back in this best of 3 following their game 1 loss to Concord Esports. Dropped an 85 bomb. 85-50 was your final score in game 1. Texas A&M and Oregon are going to be your squads here for this one, as we are going to have to flip the scoreboards over.
Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game.
So excuse us as the advanced scoreboard technology is used here to flip the scoreboard here. Post University on this Oregon Duck squad, and Concord
Bunch formation for these
looking to power through round 2 with Texas A&M.
Leaves it with the back. He's gonna
Once again,
lose a yard on that one.
Snappa going to start with the ball on the offensive side of the field.
On that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing
And take
board
out
to
a
see if
loan.
there's something that works a little
The
better.
interest comes back in the third quarter. You want your offense to start out on the field nice. Now you put a lot of pressure
Fighting off
on the rest of the first half to come out your way, lest you give your opponent a golden ticket to expand whatever lead they've got with opening possession in the second half.
to keep this opening drive moving.
And continuing to come out in this mesh concept, but Concord Esports might have it sniffed out. I like the schematic counter. Oh, this is a tremendous sack. 4th and a billion for Post University. No chance to throw it. Intentional grounding on the left sideline. And it'll be 4th and 32.
On their punt team.
Of course, 4th down, so you're bringing out the punting unit regardless.
Can bail them out.
But the punt now going to start the offense
Gets great distance.
for Concord Esports. Already in enemy territory. Or at just about midfield, excuse me, not quite at enemy territory. Wrong 30 there, but could have pinned them back inside their own 20, their own 10. Instead, Concord Esports going to get a head start starting out at the 45.
Snap it to the back.
Juke move at the line of scrimmage. The secondary collapses on him
Move the chains and they're
following the
set
first
for
down.
41.
Now at the 41.
Foundation of Aggie football built on toughness like that, running it like John David Crow back in the day.
And those Texas people are tough and rugged, and you know they wear their great outfits that you love to watch. But these
Snappa
Aggies,
continuing
I
to
think they're
bring
at their
the
best.
free
They got
safety
great
closer
players.
towards the box. That's the danger, the mental danger that run game can create.
Game breakers, those game busters.
So when you set up those play actions that Concord has liked to run,
Always harp about staying ahead of the
Snappa's
chains.
certainly taken a gamble. So far, it's paid off with this run game Concord has started out with.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They're looking to throw
Continuing
on
to
2nd and short.
play from that free safety position, drop back to pass, and it's hauled in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Aggie.
Looked like the secondary, the free safeties, the cornerbacks playing closer to the line of scrimmage, so these deep routes are able to burn them.
Offense to hit overdrive.
That time Concord goes over the top for the opening score.
More points and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, tune up that much yardage. Defenses are going to have to get something.
So a much calmer opening to game 2. If you missed the start to game 1, it was kind of hysterical, for lack of a better word. Fumble recoveries, multiple pick sixes, just absurdity from the scoring column. This time in game 1, it was like 21-7.
Bounces through the end
So
zone.
much calmer opening to this contest here in game 2. Both players,
The Ducks ready
much less surprises to throw out here
out on their first possession.
in game 2. Even though it's different teams, both teams so far coming out with similar looks. And the drag routes, they're going to struggle to score with these extra defenders at the line of scrimmage. 2 middle linebackers at the box. You have 2 cornerbacks at the line of scrimmage. So the drag routes, you don't just got to beat the middle linebackers. You got to beat the cornerbacks as well.
Take that thing back to the house.
So this mesh concept, BradSnappa is going to have to go back to the well for something different here. It looks like Concord Esports might have it figured out. You're throwing in a double coverage. So after you get past the middle linebacker, you're not out of the woods.
Defense, you always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw
So you
it
need
right
to see
here.
BradSnappa throw some counters here, force these cornerbacks
As a result, no game.
back towards the first down, further back to cover. And these deep shots downfield are how you do that, but this one comes up empty, and it's 4th and 9 now for Post University. The punch and counter punch so far in the first quarter just hasn't gone Post University's way. And that's why we talked about it in game 1. If you have a play that works, you don't want to overly lean on it, especially since BradSnappa knew pretty early on it might have been out of reach. It's given Concord Esports time to get into the lab, conduct some defensive alchemy that could stop BradSnappa's favorite concept here in the postseason. Running game on 1st and 10, just a 2-yard gain. And Concord Esports just planting a little seed in the back of BradSnappa's mind with how they were playing defense. Of course, we know how success on offense can force your opponents to shrink the playbook, get them right where they want them. Still a lot of football left to be played, so you don't want these seeds to sprout in a bad place, especially with how nice the defense is operating here for Post University. Although Concord Esports operating in shoe clock, it's why we've approached the end of the first quarter here with such a lower score. Concord Esports deflating the timer from this first half game clock. And with shoe clock, Concord Esports could look to take us to the end of the first quarter with just a 1-score lead. They're primed to do just that. It's at their discretion here. Gonna snap the football. Tremendous drop back. Dangerous 50-50 ball. Post University able to make their presence felt on the defensive side of the football now. Rolling down the right sideline. Got a couple of blockers. It's the quarterback able to avert the crisis. 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Post University going to get a nice head start on the offense here in the second. Turning up the heat. And now starting off at the 11-yard line following the takeaway on defense. Want to see some adjustments from BradSnappa here. Concord Esports continue to come out with this 2 middle linebacker, 2 cornerback shell, and that's how you blow it up. A lot of QB spies, everybody watching the drag routes and the deep shots, so somebody's uncovered. It's the quarterback scrambling in for the touchdown into the end zone. Excuse me. One play, 11 yards, 6 seconds. That's the quick hitting offense you want to see Post University respond with following that takeaway on defense. Concord Esports might see them turn off that shoe clock. Not looking like a game they can just rummage through into a victory here. We'll see it after this 1st and 10 for Concord Esports, how they're looking to respond from a clock management perspective. First and 10, only good for a 6-yard gain. And they are going to keep shoe clock on. So that first takeaway, not enough to scare off Concord Esports from their offensive attack and the run game. Going to create the first down for the Mountain Lions. Run once again on 1st and 10. The juke move, cutting it back inside. Running through the gap his lineman created for the 6-yard gain. Second and 4 now, doing damage on the ground game. None other than BradSnappa, the user defender, making his presence felt there. 3rd and 2 now for Concord Esports. Could have been a problem. BradSnappa handling it personally that time. 3rd and 2 now. The offensive line comes crashing in, but it sets up the tight end. And it's going to be just enough for the first down. And there's that tight end counter that we've seen Concord Esports come out with. Not very often. Want to be able to sprinkle that tight end mix in, just a little bit of spice. Could be just enough for the too much for the defense to handle in the right scenario. That time they come up with the first, and now the run out of the backfield. Another first down for Concord Esports.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Had a man with a step, ball thrown wide of the wide receiver and incomplete.
specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completion.
So much narrower contest. I'd be surprised if we saw anything close to an 85 bomb or even a 50 bomb from either team here, with just how close this one has been. And of course, 2 clock being turned on for Concord Esports just deflates so much game clock. We've seen it in many games throughout the regular season. One team turns on 2 clock and the possession game becomes that much more important. Even if Concord Esports come up empty here, they're knocking on the door of field goal range, and they'll start with the football in the third quarter. And we've seen in plenty of games, especially throughout the playoffs, especially when it's low scoring, sometimes that's all you need. It's how that possession arrow was working in your favor. Wealth of adjustments from under center for this Concord Esports quarterback. Able to stretch out for the ball and just haul it in. Possession catch. Not looking to risk the diving tackle from BradSnappa there. And they're already in field goal range. But this will be the last play from scrimmage unless they get crunched literally right now. 3 seconds, just enough to call a timeout. Concord Esports going to do just that to bring out the field goal unit from the 22. Certainly makeable down in distance. This would be the shortest missed field goal we've seen all semester. I believe earlier through the regular season we saw a 28-yarder get missed, a 25-yarder get missed. We've seen some close ones, some surprisingly close ones, but this would be the closest if it comes up empty. And it's exactly what BradSnappa's looking for. The kick is up, but the kick is good. So Concord Esports now looking to wedge open a multi-possession lead, 10-7, but they'll be the ones to start with the football in the second half. Could be a problem. We've already seen Post University come up with 1 win on defense. They're going to need a second one here to get back in this one. At least forcing a field goal to make it a 1-touchdown game. Gonna roll down the left sideline. Almost had a window. 1 defender left between BradSnappa and a real head of steam, really getting past the touchback distance. Instead, it'll be starting at the 32.
They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. To the air, it's Reed. Got a man.
Ooh, you play for the interception. That's the danger of playing for that interception. You don't have any chance to hit the ball out of the receiver's hands. Thankfully, help defense arrived before it got too dangerous. It'll be 2nd and 5. Run game goes nowhere. No lane to run through. They get shoved back. Or shoved up. 3rd and 4. Now for Concord Esports. Short gain on the run on 2nd down. University daring Concord Esports to run somewhere. When you bring up that extra free safety, Concord Esports calls the bluff for the touchdown. High risk, high reward. But this time they go boom. Or bust. And they certainly bust on that play. Not what Post University was looking for. That's the risk you run when you bring up that extra safety into the box like that. And Concord Esports, it looks like they've been doing their homework on defense, and this time on offense. They spotted that tendency from BradSnappa to bring the free safety into the box with the middle linebackers, and that can create problems for that secondary defense. Now a 10-point deficit, still very makeable down in distance. Far from a blowout here for Post University, so need to continue matriculating upfield. And you want to see you throw counters. Don't lean on that mesh concept. Concord Esports seem to be onto that one. A huge drop back for Post University, looking to find something open. Dangerous ball caught right as the window shut for the 1st down out at the 46. I don't know how sustainable or repeatable this sort of scramble offense is, but it's gotten Post University out to the 46. Another drop back, and Post University spotted Concord Esports doing their own impression of that free safety coverage. They brought him down to cover these short checkdowns. Post University nearly burned him over the top. Instead, it's incomplete.
picture some first.
And out comes the drag routes. There's the counter we mentioned to force these cornerbacks take an extra step back by time for this mesh concept to work its magic. Got to continue to throw punch, counter punch now on 3rd and 8. And there's that loaded cornerback concept. Got to buy time for the receiver rolling towards the sideline, hauled in for the first down. That's the problem with these extra cornerbacks. They're going to shut down the drag routes, but the scramble's been a problem. And receivers at the second level can be an issue as well. Now the line of scrimmage collapsing around BradSnappa here, going to force the incompletion. Kudos to him. We saw him take a tremendous sack in the first quarter. Wiser heads, cooler heads prevail there for 2nd and 10. Another tremendous drop back for BradSnappa. One man to beat. Going to force him to commit, so it's one-on-one in open space for the receiver for the first down. And BradSnappa now operating like a conductor of this orchestra, knowing just what levers to push, just how to swing the arms around to get the offense moving just how he likes. That time, not quite sure if that was his designed option, but still able to create positive yards for the offense. 4-yard gain that time for Post University. One in the backfield for BradSnappa. Quick attack. The ball's propped up once again. Hits the receiver's hands. And the force majeure clause, I mean, acts of God there. Don't run out of the end zone and you have a touchback for Concord Esports. They'll start at the 20. Really, the only risk of throwing over the top is if the receivers are hit as they're thrown, the ball goes skyward, and that usually creates problems. It's happened twice now to BradSnappa, once in 2 consecutive games, and now the running back with a head of steam rolling down the right sideline. Hesitation move to shed one defender. Help defense going to arrive to bring him down, but not before hitting the 26-yard line. And now this chew clock offense from Concord Esports, already with a 10-point lead, could look to get us out of game 2 in a hurry. Rolling towards the right sideline, shoved out of bounds at the 21. It's BradSnappa here fighting for a lifeline, looking for any signs of life here as we approach the 4th quarter of play. Free safety at the line of scrimmage with the linebackers, but you can't blame him. You got no time left. You got to start taking some chances, hedging your bets, trying to make something go your way. And an early timeout for Post University. They call it in the 3rd quarter with 20 seconds left. I'd be looking to stop the game clock, get the football back, force the field goal maybe a little early, get some time left for their offense to work with here. And it'll be 4th and short, 4th and inches now for Post University. I wonder if Snappa might have paused. He might have thought we had a challenge on our hands, but it'll be no adjustments needed behind the pause shield. Just waiting for Concord Esports to return to the field of play. And Concord Esports now at the 17. Going to take us to the 4th quarter. Loaded backfield, so they might just be looking to power through. No signs of a field goal unit here. Wonder if they'll change their mind following this little end of 3rd quarter break here. For Concord Esports, knocking on the door of top 16. BradSnappa looking for a lifeline here in what could be the final quarter of play here in his college football 26 fall semester in the ECAC. The rookie needs to make some magic in the final quarter of play to keep his playoff hopes alive. And again, the loaded backfield, just enough for the QB sneak and enough to reset down in distance for Concord Esports.
Nowadays, dude, all you got to do is fall forward, and it's such a hard play to stop. So you see this all across all levels of football, and it's just a difficult play to stop.
The Aggies have it with a 1st and 10. Handoff to the single running back.
Oh my goodness, they try to pitch it back to the quarterback, fumble. able to haul it back in, maintain possession. Concord Esports is running a quirky offense right now. QB sneak into the pitch backwards to create 2nd and 23 for the offense. The ball goes skywards, hits the ground, incomplete, and now 3rd and 23, excuse me, for Concord Esports.
The home crowd going absolutely bananas. Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
BradSnappa keeping the safeties at the level, but one wide receiver breaking away. And Concord Esports, they're just trying to chew the game clock out in this one, so they're not going to score intentionally. They might be coming out in a QB kneel right here. It certainly looks like victory formation for Concord Esports. Again, they're not looking to take any game clock, and that's exactly what they do. QB kneel. Take an intentional loss of 1. Just keep that game clock going. They'll need 1 more to get to the 2-minute warning. We are far away from victory formation instantly getting us to game over. But Concord Esports not looking to take any chances. Again, Post University's only score powered up by an interception that started them at the 10-yard line. Concord Esports looking to take 0 chances of any of that going down. Finally coming out in a standard offensive set here, looking to punch some points on the scoreboard. What could be the dagger and book Concord Esports' ticket into top 16. Another touchdown for Concord Esports, and it looks like the Mountain Lions could be moving on to top 16 to face BigSneezy. Field goal unit coming out to make it a potential 24-7 deficit for Post University for the rookie BradSnappa. A commendable 19th seed, batted above 500 with a 4-3 record in his opening semester of college football 26. He may have to hang his hat on a top 24 finish here in the ECAC college football 26 postseason. The onside kick goes the required 10 yards. And they're able to retain possession of the football. Special teams magic for Concord Esports. And 3 timeouts for Post University, or excuse me, 2 timeouts for Post University. And we are just about at victory formation season. You see that 1-1-3 formation. I believe that is a standard offensive set. So Concord Esports not coming out in victory formation, but BradSnappa surely can't believe it. Taking every second on the pre-snap play clock to call something on defense there. And the sack. Timeout for Post University. 2nd and 24 now with the clock stopped. Concord Esports need 1 4th down to come out in victory formation here. 24 yards between them and the marker. Tremendous drop back. It's a 50-50 ball to get into enemy territory. It's incomplete. So BradSnappa coming up with some wins on the defensive side of the ball. Looking to keep this game from getting out of hand late in this one. Rolling to the left sideline, possession catch. BradSnappa's there, but it's just too little too late with the possession catch. It's going to be so difficult to force the ball loose of receivers' hands with those possession catches, but 1st and 10. And that one's picked off. BradSnappa able to come away with another turnover. Rolling down the right sideline. It could be a pick 6. The lineman too slow for the speedster down the right sideline. Touchdown, Post University. Yet again, their defense continuing to power their offense. It's a pick 6 to make it a 10-point deficit. BradSnappa can hang his hat on a tremendous defensive stand here in the postseason. A lot of takeaways in game 1, a pick 6 and an interception in game 2. Gonna need some special teams magic to keep the drive alive. Concord Esports able to put hopes of that to bed, coming away with the onside kick. Could be all the doctor wrote. Only 1 timeout left for Post University. 1st and 10 now for Concord Esports. Damage through the air. No possession catch. Concord Esports looking to punch right back with a touchdown of their own. wide open on that left side of the field. And 32-14 could be the final score here. The offense staying out on the field for the 2-point conversion. And the ball is caught. 32-14 now with a minute left to play in this one. Concord Esports cooling the jets of BradSnappa potentially there, as the lead could be insurmountable with this minute and change left in this one.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
BradSnappa far from bowing out in this one, looking to go down swinging. They're going to go down putting points on the board here on 1st and 10. Drop back to pass, but the pocket's collapsed and it forces an incompletion. And you see the name of the game on that top right of your screen. The offense from under center for both squads has just been night and day. Post University, again, jump-starting their offense through the strong defensive play they've had here in this one. Check down is open. BradSnappa able to go to it, looking to cut it back inside. Brought down at the 48-yard line. Drop back to pass once more. One-on-one matchup in the middle of the field. Pass is hauled in. Room service en route to the end zone. Touchdown, BradSnappa. Touchdown, Post University. BradSnappa going down swinging, ladies and gentlemen. Not looking to go quietly into his offseason, into that winter break. Onside kick once more for BradSnappa and company. The hands team for Concord Esports able to haul it in. And one timeout for Post University, so it is officially victory formation o'clock. Concord Esports certainly are aware of that. Wonder what they're going to come out with here on 1st and 10. Still not coming out in victory formation. Playing with fire is Concord Esports, as they'll be dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. 50-50 ball in the end zone. Going to run out of room. No, it's intercepted once more by BradSnappa. User defender bringing out the do-it-yourself kit for the turnover. An 11-point deficit could shrink just a little bit more as BradSnappa going to drop back to pass here in this one. Pass. Oh my goodness. Almost hauled in by the secondary. Hit the receiver's hands, popped up. Almost more defensive magic from Concord Esports to come away with that ball that was propped up into the air. Dangerous window into double coverage and incomplete. 3rd and 10 now for Post University. Another drop back for Post University. 50-50 ball on the left sideline and is caught. Brought in just underneath the secondary's nose out at the 25. No timeout coming up for Post University. Have to continue to operate with the quickness. Rolling out to his right. Looking to make his magic into the end zone. Not able to power through the secondary as we approach 10 seconds left here in what could be the final game of BradSnappa's ECAC Fall 2025 season. 7 seconds left. The pass is hauled in. Caught for the touchdown. Post University looking to go down swinging. BradSnappa not going down quietly. PAT is up and it is good. 28-32. It's a 4-point deficit. Kickoff shenanigans are afoot. If the onside kick goes his way, they'll have at least one. They'll really just have one play to come away with a touchdown. Ball needs to be fumbled. Not quite going to do so. And 32-28 looks to be your final score here in this one. BradSnappa, barring a miracle. Concord has had no problem playing to the whistle, continuing to pass the football. They've gotten burned for that, for lack of a better word, but they're going to come out under center once more here with zeros on the game clock, or with 3 seconds on the game clock here. What could be the final play of the contest. Just looking to drop back. We need an interception here to have a chance. It's out of bounds, and 32-18, 32-28, excuse me. Going to be your final score. GG's to BradSnappa as he bows out at top 24. Take a brief look back at the playoff picture. Concord Esports are going to be the ones moving on to face BigSneezy at the top of the hour. It's going to be Adonis moving on to face IUE for top 16. Small correction from the format. It's going to be best of 3 all the way to the grand finals and third place matches, which are the only best of 5s this semester. We will be back with that top 16 gameplay. BigSneezy looking to get some retribution on Concord Esports for taking down his fellow post-university Eagle. We will be back with that game at the top of the hour or sooner if we can help it. Don't go away. are back. Post University, BigSneezy now, one of the top seeds in this whole show. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 3 seed facing Concord Esports, who quite literally moments ago just took down fellow Post University Eagle BradSnappa in a 2-0 sweep. BigSneezy gonna get some revenge for his fellow Post University Eagle, and move on into week 2 of the postseason. Seen BigSneezy, operate with that methodical run game. Problem with that Wildcat style offense. See how he's able to execute that against Concord Esports here in this one. Of course, he'll be starting on defense, so we'll have to see how he executes that Wildcat offense after getting a stop against Concord Esports on this Alabama squad. One step drop back to his man down the right sideline, rolling up to the 38. You wonder if we're going to have any momentum shenanigans afoot. Of course, Concord Esports going to be well warmed up following their last 2 matchups. You hope BigSneezy did something similar to get his sticks ready to go here in this one. So far, Concord Esports hot knife through butter on this opening drive, nearly threw it right into the defense. Instead, it'll be incomplete. 3rd and 5 now for Concord Esports, already knocking on the door of field goal range. Drop back to pass, and the possession catch just enough for the marker, nothing more. It's just what Concord Esports needed to reset down in distance here on this drive. Drop back to pass once more. Nobody's open. A tremendous drop back incoming. Could have been dangerous. Instead, it'll just be incomplete. Or Concord Esports throwing on the run off his back foot. Incomplete now for 2nd and 10. To the back from the backfield. 3rd and 4 now for Concord Esports. Sneezy coming in at the tremendous favorite. Neither team played against each other in the regular season. Neither team shared a matchup, a same opponent. But Sneezy coming in at the 3 seed. He's 6-1. The only player he's lost to is quite literally the undefeated 1 seed. Concord Esports a strong underdog at that 5-2 record. Conversion on 3rd down. Going to keep this offense upfield. Now 1st and 10 from the 16. Still have yet to break open this defense over the top. The yards after the catch have been the name of the game for Concord Esports. They've yet to burn this secondary over the top. Not going to have much room to do any of that here either at the 11-yard line. Sliding off the defender, tripped up into the end zone. Touchdown, Concord Esports. Getting scoring started on the opening drive of the contest.
Great job of mixing up a lot of different looks to get a read and a gauge of what this defense is up to today, and you're able to put 6 points up on the board. Great start.
Kick is up and it is good. Concord Esports getting scoring started. Looked shaky at times. A couple incompletions, a couple almost interceptions if positioning was just a little bit better on that defensive Post University side. Now BigSneezy's turn to respond in this one. Again, certainly the favorite in seeding, but just as certainly not any excuse to go underestimating your opponent here. That's Concord Esports successfully go bird hunting and take 2 of the 3 Post University Eagles out of the playoffs in one night. Wildcat offense from BigSneezy. It's been his name of the game. Rolling out to the left sideline, cutting back inward to the 49-yard line on 1st down. And this has been how BigSneezy's been operating throughout the regular season. A Wildcat offense, a speed that's just been so difficult to match. Once again, out to the back. Blockers are there, just good for a 1-yard gain.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense
Didn't quite have the numbers advantage that time. You see loaded box for Concord Esports, trying to throw extra bodies at this running problem that they've clearly already adjusted here for. Yet again, another loaded box. That's when these out routes, when these stretch plays become that much more dangerous. All you need is a head of steam to turn the corner with the big fella. The punch counter punch from BigSneezy to keep the offense rolling. You throw everybody at the box, plays outside the numbers are that much more dangerous. Again, direct snap to the back, turning the corner. Juke move to get past one. The second defender shoves him off as well. Juke's past the third. The entire defense shoved off for the touchdown. Post University. No one can bring that man down, and we are all tied up in this one. Oh my goodness, 69 yards. A nice drive for Post University. 69 yards in a minute. Just the speed from BigSneezy on that opening drive to get us all tied up. Again, that unconventional Wildcat style offense. Wildcat heavy offense, but has just enough counters that you can't just stack everything in the box, commit, run up middle every single time. Sneezy makes it difficult on his opponents if they have not done their homework on how to try to stop this intense run style offense, run heavy offense. Second and 3 now for Concord Esports. Couple of short routes being bottled up, and it's picked off. Two-way prowess on display from BigSneezy. Going to get the offense back out on the field in a hurry. After all that running, let's hope they're not tired, as they'll be back out after a quick trip on defense. Or BradSnappa, direct snap to the back out of the backfield. They're going to turn that corner. He's got the speed advantage. The diving goes nowhere. Spots the man. Hey, watch this en route into the touchdown. Watch me work. BigSneezy. Going from 0 to 14 in about a minute of play. My goodness. 2 sub-minute scoring drives for BigSneezy as we're en route to 14-7 here in this one. Kick off once more, and this time BigSneezy operating with these corners, dropped back just a little bit. So these drag routes, these slants, these outs that Concord Esports have been liking to run are running into brick walls, running into extra defenders. BigSneezy from the middle linebacker position just baiting them to throw into the secondary. Throw at their corners as well. The route is jumped once more. That's a user lurk. BigSneezy got his eyes all over this offense for a pick 6. Touchdown, Post University. Oh my goodness. This man, I don't want to say rent-free. Got this man downloaded and installed. It's a pick 6, jumping the route. Knew right where he wanted to go for the second straight interception on as many snaps on defense. 2 defensive snaps, 2 takeaways for Post University. And BigSneezy taking that first big swing at his opponent in a major way. Now up 21-7. Took that opening score in stride. And again, that two-way prowess is how you really blow these games wide open. Still a lot of college football 26 left to be played. No chew clock coming out from either side. BigSneezy might look to operate with that. He just hasn't had a chance to. Hasn't had to play very much on the offensive side of the football. Now a foot race towards that right sideline. We haven't seen Sneezy bust out the tactical defensive flipped camera. I don't know if that was intentional. Gave up a decent gain. And now Concord Esports out to the 46. Underneath, looked like to the back out of the backfield or the tight end there. Didn't quite catch where he was out. No, yeah, that was the tight end. Excuse me. Big fella able to haul it in, but again, multiple corners, so the second level just a bit vulnerable. Oh my goodness, it's dropped wide open. BigSneezy Crisis averted. Could have been waltzing into the end zone. I thought we had possession catch shenanigans. No, the wide receiver drops it. Incomplete. And BigSneezy gets away with this no safety look. Tight end. Big fella able to shove off that second defender. Or that first defender. Juke past the second. The third finally bringing him down at the 22. The big fella tough cover for Post University so far in this one. You got to prevent the big man before he catches the ball. Usually if it's one-on-one, those smaller corners and safeties are going to struggle to bring him down without some extra help. 1st and 10 from the 10. Basically 1st and goal now. Or Concord Esports. Passes hauled in, but runs into a brick wall shortly after. 3-yard gain for Concord.
That's what I love about this guy. He has the ability to sneak out of the backfield. The quarterback's able to find him open, checks it down for a nice gain.
Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter.
Setting up the screen pass. BigSneezy was able to get underneath the defender. Make a play before it got out of hand. 3rd and 4 now for Concord. End of the first quarter. It'll be the last play of the first. And it's going to be a touchdown for Concord Esports. Responding as the clock strikes 0, here at the end of the first.
Option for this quarterback, especially on 3rd and goal. I'm surprised they wouldn't put a big safety or a linebacker right on top of him. He's open.
21-14. Another gunslinging first quarter. We saw it in game 1 of BradSnappa's matchup with Concord Esports. More high-flying offense here in the first quarter of BigSneezy's game 1 against Concord as well. So you wonder when BigSneezy is going to start to turn up the heat a little bit, start operating with that chew clock. We've seen him do it really early in some games. We've yet to see it come out yet. But this will really be his 2nd trip on offense. So this will be his 1st trip on offense after getting this big lead, getting this big 2-way run going. Let's see if he'll look to up the pressure following this 1st down. Wildcat offense once more, trying to find the gap in the defense. Not able to do so, just 4 yards. No chance to break out, and there comes that chew clock, just what the Sneezy ordered. Again, Sneezy starting with the football in the start of the 3rd quarter. He can waltz his way upfield, kick a field goal, continue to extend this multi-possession lead, or this one score lead into a multi-possession lead with a field goal and any points at the start of the 3rd. The world is BigSneezy's oyster right now. 2nd and 8. Going to be the first real chance, the first real stop for this defense, keeping BigSneezy behind the sticks, but on 2nd and 8. That's the problem with BigSneezy. You cannot contain that man. You cannot convince that man to get off of this Wildcat offense. You can win once, you can win twice. So you've seen him do it on 4th down. Just undeniable from that Wildcat. Direct snap to the back. Shut down. No loss, no gain for Post University. Is that already the 2-minute warning? Blink and you miss it. That chew clock in college football 26 because of how much longer the pre-snap play clock is in college football 26. You just blink and you miss it. We're already at the 2-minute warning. BigSneezy trying to make something out of nothing. 3rd and 10 now. But chew clock can take us all the way to sub 1 minute. The first timeout coming out for Concord Esports. Going to force BigSneezy. Going to need at least one more first down to force the rest of these timeouts out from Concord Esports. And there's that counter punch to the big man on the right side of the field. Gonna go all the way for the score. Touchdown, Post University. Just when you think you got the Wildcat all locked up, the counter punch comes in, the setup and the counter for BigSneezy for the score. Now 28-14 for BigSneezy. 1:46. He was able to sap one timeout from that Concord Esports offense.
Trying to slow him down.
And he'll lead the kickoff right there. He'll start from the 25.
Now BigSneezy back on defense. It's been a moneymaker for him so far on this side of the ball. Been very hot or cold. A pick six, an interception. Forcing an incompletion that time. Good start for the defense. Now 2nd and 10.
That ball just seemed to sail on. You got to make sure to give your receiver a chance to be able to come down with a catch and bounce, because in today's game, man, these receivers make catches like this all the time. And if you put the ball out of bounds, you're not going to give them that opportunity.
Drop back to pass once more. Pass is caught. Forced out of bounds. 3rd and 4. Could have been dangerous. Had a chance to cut upfield for the first with that failed bat down from the defender. Instead, still slightly ahead of the sticks. 3rd and 4 now. For BigSneezy on defense. Can't force the incompletion. The diving chance at the interception goes nowhere. It's a touchdown for Concord Esports. The only problem for going for the interception as that last defender, you better not miss. Comes up empty on the bat down, and it's a touchdown for Concord.
So dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback to start the 25. They'll come up in wildcat formation. Let's see what the call.
Once again, this stacked box is the response to the wildcat formation for Concord Esports. Gives Sneezy that time and space to charge up in the backfield to the outside. That time a 9-yard gain. 3 timeouts for Sneezy, so we're not looking to rush anything here. Not quite in the hurry up, no huddle offense. But 2 clock coming off for BigSneezy, looking to matriculate upfield with 3 timeouts to work with. Wildcat once more. 1 block is all Sneezy needs. Speed advantage to the outside for the first down. You come out in the Wildcat, you give your running backs, you give your threats on the ground just more time to charge up that speed advantage. Now mano a mano, the diving tackle going to go nowhere. And charging out of the backfield is BigSneezy, shedding 1 defender. A second finally going to bring him down at the 16. Is he continuing to be a problem on the ground there? Once again, direct snap, 1 block. Help defense able to arrive, calm things down, put out the fire, and force the first timeout for BigSneezy here in this one. Wildcat once more. Out comes the tight end counter. Gonna power past 1 and the rest of the defense for the touchdown. Host University BigSneezy, just too easy so far here in the first half, up 35-21, and they'll be starting with the football in the 3rd quarter. Chance to blow this game wide open. Multi-possession lead continues to grow here in this one.
And it comes out to the 25. No return attempted there. So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here. Less than 30 seconds before halftime.
See the secondary dropping back, giving his opponent space. Just don't get beat over the top. You don't want to give up a 1-play touchdown. Here in this one, you give up a deep ball, and it's going to let them run out of bounds. They are in field goal range. They're realistically going to have 1 snap left, and out comes the field goal unit. So crisis averted. You give up 3, but you start with the football in the second half. You give up, or you don't concede that 1-play touchdown. Timeout comes out. And Sneezy not looking to take any chances. Still coming out in that prevent look on the field goal. Kick is up. And it is good. Almost just a bit short. Just a bit low, excuse me. But still enough to make it through the uprights. And Sneezy still with a multi-possession advantage and starting off with the football. Do not be surprised if we see 2 clock come on immediately. We speed run to the 4th quarter, speed run out of this game. BigSneezy's got his opponent right where he wants him here. So far, Concord unable to really find the counter to either of these here. They've yet to stop the Wildcat, and they've yet to really sniff out when BigSneezy's setting up for that counter punch to the outside. Those are the two boxes you really want to check. You got to be able to stop one or the other. Direct snap once more. Just enough of a gap for 2nd and 4. Stay ahead of the sticks for Post University.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this run.
Concord still coming out in this stack look. Direct snap to the running back that time. It'll be a gain of 1. Might be just enough to force out the counter. Let's see how Concord respond here. 3rd and short for Post University. Again, a man who just cannot be denied. You cannot shove him off of his spot. Once again, the Wildcat, the run right up. Looked like that C gap on the right side of the field for the first down. Direct snap once more. Looking to run up the gut here. Finding the window for the 4-yard gain. And Chew Clock is indeed coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Not even at midfield, but we're already midway through the 3rd quarter. Blink and you miss it. Oh my goodness. Slides right off the defender. Nobody's going to catch that, man. Shot out of a cannon for the touchdown. Blink and you miss it, ladies and gentlemen. From his own 32-yard line. Finding Pager in the back of the end zone. 41-24 now is your score. PAT is up, and it is good. Took a whole lot of time off the game clock. Took him 2.5 minutes to get to like his own 30. And that was all the doctor ordered. BigSneezy charging out from the backfield from the Wildcat formation for the touchdown there. A 70-yard touchdown run. So now it's Concord Esports facing the pressure to score in bunches and quickly. First pass batted down, incomplete.
Everything about this play tells you about today's offenses and what they're asking out of their running backs. You can't just be a guy who runs the football anymore. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't do a very good job of it.
Sneezy stacked box. Looks like man coverage behind as well. No free safety help over the top. It's been a heavy-handed look, and Concord have yet to be able to burn them. No free safeties. You're wondering, Concord Esports is hopefully wondering, how do we beat this coverage over the top? This time you have 2 free safeties. Sneezy's not leaning on that look, not giving Concord any time and space to try to find a counter. Just sneaking it in there, Surprising his opponent from the back foot. That time they were still able to do some damage through the air. Concord Esports up at the 41-yard line following that completion through the air. One-on-one on the left side of the field. Bottled up, just an 8-yard gain. And hurry up offense is the call for Concord Esports. Once again, looked like 1-on-2 on that right sideline. You wonder what's going to be the call. Maybe move to a cover 3, a cover 4, have some extra help back there. It looks like we've seen 1-on-2 on that right side of the field. It's been a mess. Concord Esports have been able to take advantage of that space, but now here in the red zone, much less field to work with. First pass is incomplete. You're not going to have that luxury of just waddling out into open space, looking out there, searching out there for those gaps in the defense. Much less space to find those gaps here. Another drop back to pass. Possession catch, daring BigSneezy to make a play from the user position. Comes up empty, and it's 3rd and 7 now. No fear from Concord Esports going right at the user defender. And Concord Esports through the air, going after the ball. The user lurk, reading the eyes of the virtual quarterback. Another takeaway for BigSneezy right at the goal line. That's the luxury of playing that goal line defense. You don't really need help over the top in the red zone. Those middle linebackers can make their presence felt just a little bit more there. You just don't really have room to throw over the top of any defenders. Those 50-50 goal line fade balls, not really very easy in college football 26. And once again, BigSneezy shot out of a cannon. It's a foot race. We're taking the intentional slide. We got to take game clock time away from Concord Esports here. Think of the bigger picture. There's no incentive for BigSneezy to pile on millions of points on the scoreboard. He understands this now. No tiebreaker. It's a tiebreaker in the regular season, but here in the crucible of the postseason, the only thing that matters is that W. BigSneezy recognizing the game scenario and recognizing just how good of a job he can do on sapping time from this last 5-minute game clock here. Just going right at the defender. Had a chance to cut it back upfield. They're looking to make that physicality out there. Shoving off one before being brought down. Loss of 0 for Post University that time. Wildcat once more. Not able to turn the corner. Just going to stiff him to bring that first defender. Saying, get off me before the help arrives. 3rd and 2 now for BigSneezy. Almost had him with the spin move as well. Instead, it'll be 3rd and short for Post. Direct snap. Just looking to power through, but he's short. It's 4th and inches. And that'll be just what BigSneezy is comfortable with here. Looking to keep the offense out on the field. 4th and inches with how this offense has been operating. Seems like a foregone conclusion here. Timeout is called, and that one's by Post University. Maybe looking to come out in a different look here with 4th and inches. No QB sneak for Post University. Didn't quite like the look at the line of scrimmage. Small modification from the look at the line of scrimmage for Concord University as well. And this adjustment going to be just what the BigSneezy ordered as he resets down in distance. 1st and 10 from the 46. The matriculation upfield continuing right on schedule. As we approach the 2-minute timeout, if we have a really long play on 1st and 10, we can get right to the 2-minute warning in this one. Not quite long enough of a play to get us to the 2-minute warning. Going to need at least 2 plays to do that here. But still, BigSneezy not even crossing midfield yet. This one should be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. Direct snap to the back, out of the backfield. Going to go nowhere. And this is really the first win Concord Esports have seen. The first chance to see how will BigSneezy respond when he is potentially forced back to pass. Of course, you got to convince that man to pass. He's been so headstrong with that Wildcat offense. It's ironic. I mean, when you think the highest chance BigSneezy has to drop back to pass, and when he does so, when he's at 3rd and 10, when he's at 4th and 10, and he eschews that Wildcat offense, that run-heavy offense, it's when his offense has looked his weakest. He's so comfortable from this quirky Wildcat attack. It's a sort of offense that's always going to keep opponents on the back foot. That speed advantage, always a problem in the back of opposing defenders' minds from the Wildcat. And no timeouts coming out for Concord Esports just yet in this one. They're going to need to do so in a hurry or we could be out in this one. Want to cut it back in field. Don't want to run out of bounds. Don't give them a chance to reset the game clock or to stop the game clock. Don't run out of bounds. And of course, a big fella, the tight end, hauling that pass in. You're not really going to force him in any direction you want to here. Powers through a couple of defenders before the intentional slide. And this will be just about GG's. There's 2 timeouts remaining. And there's a 40-second play clock. So this is virtually victory formation. The last timeout's going to bring us to 3rd down, but then a run on that 3rd down is going to bring us game time. So another run on 3rd down. Out comes the final timeout for Concord. They're going to need to call it before 40 seconds. They're not going to do so. So not quite victory formation. Out comes the pass to the tight end. Just don't want to get forced out of bounds. Take all the time off the game clock you can. And the last timeout for Concord Esports gets called there. Fake field goal goes nowhere. Not too surprising, but 24-42. Looking to be your final score here. Sneezy is coming out in the prevent defense. It gave up a field goal at the end of the first half. See if it'll give up any points here at the end of the second. Certainly a different story. Sneezy all over this one. Batted down and incomplete. 42-24 is your final here in game one. Big Sneezy, that powerful Wildcat offense, such a problem to guard. If opponents aren't doing their homework, it's not a look. You're just going to get experience with guarding by playing your average college football 26 opponents. So usually Sneezy's able to catch folks off guard with that. We'll see if Sneezy's able to punch his ticket into top 8 here in game 2 in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Big Sneezy, one game away from punching his ticket into top 8, into next week's playoff shenanigans. Needs one more game against Concord Esports to do just that. Book his ticket to top 8. Get some retribution on Concord Esports after they took down fellow post-university Eagle BradSnappa in the round of 24. Going to be a whole lot of red here to open up this one. The onside kick to open the first quarter. They say it works the most when the opponent is least expecting it. But this time, Sneezy's still able to come away with it all the same. There's a no leak. Excuse me, I had to jump to break. There's a no leak stream. But we will transition into the bracket screen, excuse me. But Big Sneezy, this was from pre-round 1 matchups. But we did get confirmation Adonis did move on to his round 2 game. Not too sure how that's proceeding. We'll hopefully get an update on that before we're out of the show tonight. Of course, Big Sneezy one game away from punching his ticket into top 8 into week 2. So we get back onto the big show here tonight. I can only imagine Big Sneezy's adjustments are related to getting personnel that can run the Wildcat a bit better. Direct snap to the running back. Going to power through a couple of defenders. The third one finally bringing him down past the marker. But not every team, they're going to have Wildcat plays in their playbook, but they won't necessarily run it as heavily as Big Sneezy does. So that's why you may see Sneezy go through some pre-offense adjustments to get the best personnel for that Wildcat-centric offense that he runs here. Under center, Stadium Pulse blocks out the icon passes. So Sneezy has no clue how to pitch or throw the ball at all. Just has to take the tackle now. 3rd and 12. For BigSneezy coming out in a much more standard look now. Gonna do some damage. Dropping back to pass. Pass is hauled in, but short of the marker. 4th and 8 now. For BigSneezy. Makeable field goal. Not exactly a layup. Not exactly automatic. That'll be enough to convince BigSneezy to stay out on offense here on 4th down. Stadium Pulse gonna bother the icons here for BigSneezy. Gotta hope that isn't a factor. Gotta memorize these icons. Who's who. Able to spot the second receiver on that trip side of the field for the 1st down. Reset down in distance. Calm things down here for this offense. And I like to see that from BigSneezy. Came out in the Wildcat in game 1. Try to perhaps catch your opponent off guard. A direct snap. Pitch and catch. Tried to run up the gut instead of pitching it. Going to be a gain of 0 for Post University. And again, you like that adjustment because Concord, we saw it in the previous series. Certainly doing their homework in terms of adjustments on everybody's favorite pet plays. Trying to turn the corner, able to shove past one defender, and we got a lineman to help BigSneezy get all the way to the touchdown. Big kudos to the CPU lineman running all the way to from the line of scrimmage to the right sideline, roaming with the running back. And that was really the difference there because he could have been a factor on that second effort. Instead, he gets blocked out, and BigSneezy's able to run into the end zone. Look, 12 could have been a problem, but 51 was right there, the big fella. The cavalry was rolling en route to the touchdown.
Comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. They come to the line in the Wildcat formation. Defense got to be on alert here.
Sneezy once again coming out in a man-type look. And that man defense usually going to be a bit better at covering the run game because you're not going to have the second level drop back to play in your zones. Usually. Especially with how Sneezy has his secondary just about at the line of scrimmage. It's the only problem with playing so close to these defenders. If you come away, that first effort comes up empty. You give up a big window for some yards after the catch. Concord Esports taking a sip of the yak en route to the 29-yard line. Drop back to pass. Hit as he makes the catch. I mean, number one's been powering through opponents. Hit as he makes the catch twice in 2 consecutive snaps. Able to power through that first effort. This time, the second defender able to shut things down. Just 2nd and 9 for Concord Esports. Tremendous drop back, going to force the incompletion.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket.
Cooler heads prevailing that time for Concord Esports. They've done well not to force things on those tremendous drop backs. Wow, possession catch for Concord Esports, able to move the chains up to 1st and 12. BigSneezy 1 step late, came out of frame earlier, might have had the interception. Crushed just short of the line of scrimmage, the 1st down, excuse me. 2nd and 3 now for Concord. Limited space in the red zone, so these passing plays that much harder to execute. It's going to be play action, and the quarterback going to do it himself, scrambling through the gap in the middle for the touchdown. And yet again, here in game 2, a much lower scoring affair. 1:48 left in this one. This time last quarter, I believe it was 21-14 in game 1. Was an absurdly electric offense in game 1. Cooler heads prevailing so far in the first quarter of game 2.
he takes this from inside the 5. What a stiff arm.
Gonna power through a couple of defenders, but only out to the 20-yard line. Might have certainly was looking for more than what we wanted with a touchback. But 1st and 10. Haven't seen Shoe Clock come out yet. I'd be surprised if it came out this early for BigSneezy based on the down distance and scenario. You see Concord, they're parking an extra defender on the left side of the field. That's all user effort. That's what we were talking about. Concord Esports, they do their homework. They're going to come out in different looks. They're going to try to adjust. Once again, extra defender on the right side of your field, folks. They're trying to shut down this scramble, this stretch play from BigSneezy. And that time, the lineman just not ready to go. And now 3rd and 12 for BigSneezy. This is what we talked about. How does he respond when he's forced to pass? Going to go to the check down, trying to power through the second level, 2 yards short of the marker. That should be just enough to get BigSneezy back out on the field on offense. This Wildcat offense does a good job of running a 4-down offense. You don't feel the pressure to get these completions. You're usually good for a yard or 2 at the very minimum. Once again, though, going to drop back to pass. Loaded backfield as well. Or BigSneezy trying to find somebody open. It's the comeback route. First defender's going to miss, and no one in the secondary is ready to back that man up. It's a touchdown for Post University. Going from a 4th down completion all the way to the end zone for the score. And that's how you keep these adjustments at bay. If you're going to flatten the line of scrimmage and just throw all sorts of defenders all over the line from sideline to sideline, the passing play is going to become that much easier at the second level. So Concord Esports tried to come out with the adjustment. Looks like Sneezy was ready for the counter. Still about 50 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Drop back to pass once more. Hit as he throws. It's incomplete. Nearly had a sack on the cornerback. Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10. RPO, and it goes nowhere. Incomplete. Looks like it was batted down. That is the problem with these quick RPOs or these screen pass type plays. CPUs running into each other can create problems, and that time it's incomplete. Drop back to pass once more. It's going to be a moon ball, and this is dangerous. Batted down, incomplete. Those are the risks of being hit as you throw. That time the perfect hit. It looks like it slowed the ball down just a little bit. Going to force the incompletion and 4-down offense for Concord Esports here in the first quarter. Going to do their BigSneezy impression, who came up with a 4-down touchdown earlier in this one. Instead, this is going to be an interception on 4th down. BigSneezy, they're going to turn that corner. Might be running just a little bit too far backwards. Going to get started at the 38-yard line. But it's a turnover all the same. And out comes that Shoe Clock as BigSneezy, already smelling blood in the water early on in this one. See Concord trying to sneak that extra defender to the right side. Counter from BigSneezy. Tries to do it there, trying to run up the B gap, the A gap. You're bringing extra defenders to the sideline. Got to force the run up the middle. Direct snap to the back out of the backfield. Going to power through for 5 yards. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Operating out of their own 33, or their opponent's 33, excuse me. Much better field goal position than the other way around. Direct snap to the back out of the backfield. Good for 2 yards. Already in field goal range, but this Wildcat offense, Sneezy runs, certainly not noted for playing conservative. Going to stay out on the field on 4th and short. Got to find somebody open. The pass is knocked loose, incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs. Looking to go through the check down. It looked like the check down was double covered. Concord all over these short routes. The rare instances Sneezy has tried to drop back to pass. Sneezy doing the exact same, forces the incompletion.
Offense facing a 2nd and 10. And they'll use the ground.
2nd and 10 now. They're going to do damage on the ground. Just a 1-yard gain. Certainly behind the sticks is Concord Esports here as we start the 2nd quarter, excuse me.
Looking downfield.
Dropping back to pass once more. And this pass is going to be hauled in for the first down.
Good for a first down of the 47.
What a clutch play here by this offense.
Able to calm things down after being behind the sticks for that whole set of downs. 1st and 10 now for Concord Esports, looking to power through. Get past the marker once more. Another first for Concord Esports.
Before a solid gain that time.
Chris, I don't know. There's just something about that Bama uniform. When they run the football, it just feels right. It's a combination of having those big offensive linemen.
Direct snap for Concord Esports, looking to do their best BigSneezy impression. It's bottled up. 2nd and 10 now.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun now. Here's a handoff.
Out to the back from the handoff, and it's going to be a 7-yard gain.
He's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
That'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout.
Competitive game so far. Chance
It does appear that
offense showing a bunch formation now.
we have Concord Esports operating with the hurry-up offense. They're well aware of the possession game. They might just be looking to score with triple zeros on this halftime clock. Diving tackle going to go nowhere. They have numbers on the left side. Still able to put out the fire at the 14. You see the numbers advantage in that instant replay. Looks like 5 red jerseys to 3. Or to 2, rather. Following that first defender diving out of bounds.
Alabama getting set with a first.
So BigSneezy fortunate to be able to play more defensive sides of the football here. Direct snap once more. Going to run right into the line of scrimmage. Not ideal. Couldn't find the gap there. And it'll be 2nd and 9.
Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Back to pass. It's Simpson.
These short drag routes underneath. Bottled up. The pass is caught, but it's just a 1-yard gain now. And True Clock continuing to come out. Neither player calling the other's bluff. All 3 timeouts a team still being held here. Play action for Concord Esports. Check down to the back, out of the backfield. The spin move. Enough hesitation to shed the first tackle, and that was really the one you wanted to make. That was the only defender with a chance to put away any hopes of a first down. And now it's 1st and goal from the 3. Gotta watch out for this one-on-one matchup on the left side. Instead, the running back powering through, finding the gap in the seams for the touchdown. Not quite triple zeros on the game clock, but we are all tied up with 30 seconds left in the first half. That's just about as good as you can get. We talked about this possession game. You do not want to come away into halftime down scores with that dreaded possession flipping. So now a bit of pressure. I mean, we've seen Sneezy come away with 9-second scoring drives. This is far from impossible. We'll see if Concord's adjustments to this Wildcat are going to be enough to throw some molasses on this well-oiled machine, slow it down just a little bit here at the end of the first half. Sneezy not going to give him a chance. Going to come out to pass. 50-50 ball. No, it's his man with a step on his defender out at the 24. No help over the top. Sneezy able to diagnose the slow-footed defender on that right side. For Vert's offense continuing for BigSneezy as we approach red zone territory. The check down going to be all covered up and the scramble going nowhere. 2nd and 16 now for Post University. Still well in field goal range. 12 seconds and 2 timeouts. The offense doesn't have to go to bed just yet. The clock is striking midnight on this first half. Tremendous scramble going to be needed. Oh my goodness, it's hauled for a touchdown. I'm speechless. Throw on the run to the big fella, sneaking in to that close right corner of the end zone. It's a touchdown as the clock strikes midnight. 6 seconds left in the first half. Oh my, the only blade of grass in the end zone not well covered. And BigSneezy able to find it. Concord Esports, I mean, the mental going into halftime. They thought they had a chance to take the lead to open the third quarter with their opening possession. Instead, they'll be lucky to get away with a field goal here. One timeout in 6 seconds. No time. No timeout. No, the timeout does get called. It's by BigSneezy. Another prevent 3 look. Or excuse me, it was not from BigSneezy for obvious reasons. Last play. Going to be a bit of an arm punt. Not an interception. But batted down as we approach halftime. BigSneezy up a score. Following the magic at the end of the second quarter. BigSneezy, rather than risking giving up this lead, his defense going to get a chance to keep his Ohio State squad out in front. And I think I just realized why we've been getting everything backwards this whole time. Excuse me. As we adjust the scoreboard. So we get the scoreboard looking correctly here. Apologize for any confusion. Quick ball to the left sideline. Just what the doctor ordered. Throwing it in a triple coverage. And Sneezy comes away with the takeaway. Numbers on the defensive side. On the left there. That defender anything. Or that receiver anything but wide open. And BigSneezy 2 clock offense certainly going to be ordered up here. Hasn't come out just yet. No 2 clock that time. Looking to get some feel for this offense. Trying to punish them for spreading out across the line of scrimmage. Just a 2-yard gain. Gonna force BigSneezy to drop back to pass. Burn him through the air here. 50-50 ball to the left sideline. Batted down, incomplete. Not the worst outcome of a 50-50 ball on the left side of the field. We've seen plenty of worse outcomes throughout tonight's broadcast. BigSneezy, his man has a step. It's overthrown. Couldn't find the window there. Couldn't quite place it in the breadbasket where only his receiver could get it. And that'll be a turnover on downs. BigSneezy going to need to continue to make magic with that defense. Going to force the incompletion, rushing the quarterback, forcing the early throw on the out route. Drop back to pass once more. Everybody looking bottled up. It's just the check down. The check down going to be wide open for the first and more. That little cut upfield going to shove a defender, going to shove the football loose. Goes out of bounds. So Concord Esports retained possession. Crisis averted with that fumble on the left sideline. Run on 1st and 10, shoved down after a gain of 7. So another turnover crisis, that one averted following the fumble going out of bounds. Concord Esports once more, drop back to pass, eyeing the check down, eyeing the comeback route for an interception. Another takeaway for this defense, just putting up a brick wall in a game where offenses are so strong. Call it here in college football 26. BigSneezy with a 1-score lead primarily through that really strong defensive game. So far here in the second half, not too much on offense for BigSneezy, but 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. Powering through one defender, brought down by the second, a gain of 2. BigSneezy running a more conventional offense. It looks like these extra defenders at the line have thrown a wrench into Sneezy's plan of Wildcat-only offense. Hit as he makes the catch. It's incomplete. 3rd and 8 now for BigSneezy. Got to continue to find these counters through the air here. The check down from the back out of the backfield. 1st and 10 now for Sneezy. I do like this counter from BigSneezy. You throw a wealth of in and out routes, not quite drag routes, but going to pressure the defense in a similar way. It's going to get BigSneezy back out in that Wildcat formation. Don't believe we've seen Shoe Clock come out yet here. BigSneezy looking for a larger cushion before we look to deflate the timer in this one. Direct snap to the back, just a 1-yard gain. And you see the rushing yards for BigSneezy, a completely different ball game. Only 31 rushing yards for BigSneezy. And this one, the Wildcat offense has not been able to get out in the same way as it did in game 1. Check down to the back out of the backfield, good for 3, and it should be just enough to keep Sneezy out here on the offensive side. Again, Sneezy, a player who is not going to shy away from a 4-down offense, only up a score. Needs 2 yards to keep this drive alive. Quick pass. It's picked off. Multiple defenders in the box. Makes it hard to sail it over the top. One of them able to come away with the interception. Basically a punt for like 3 yards based on where the interception took place versus where they would have gotten the ball if it was a turnover on downs anyhow. The defense for BigSneezy going to have to continue to be that difference maker here in the second half. Both sides stuck in the mud early on in this one. Drop back to pass once more, going right at the user defender. That was BigSneezy's man. And Concord Esports going right at the user there. Drop back to once more. Got to watch for these checkdowns out of the backfield. It's the running back out of the backfield burning Sneezy again. Sneezy's recognizing the play, but it's almost as if the opposing quarterback, Concord's just staring down this user defender. He knows Sneezy's playing from that middle linebacker spot. He's just waiting for him to give up a step to go cover another defender. It looks like Concord may be on to Sneezy's ball hawking defensive style. Drop back to pass once more. Multiple drag routes to cover here. Just got to pick your poison. Going to force the incompletion. This Concord Esports offense in field goal range, but might still see them come out in 4-down territory with how difficult it's been to find any consistency on offense. Might already be desperation season as we approach the 4th quarter. Another tremendous drop back. It's the out route, or the in route, excuse me, from the receiver. Hauled in for the 1st down and more, up to the 13. No 4th down shenanigans necessary. Drop back to pass. Pass is hauled in short of the marker, 2nd and inches for Concord Esports. Knocking on heaven's door here, looking to get us tied up at 21 apiece. Drop back to pass once more. It looks like a zone look, but everything is buttoned up. And it's going to be 3rd and inches now following the incompletion. That's the risk with the zone look. Maybe the zone isn't quite lined up with the man. You have way less room for error in the end zone for obvious reasons. Shorter passes, less field to run in. And, of course, any reception. You don't need yards after the catch in the end zone. Coming out in a goal line look. This time going to shut down the QB sneak. It's a TFL. It's a loss of 1. The QB sneak goes negative for Concord Esports. Still 4-down territory. Post Esports looking to continue to pitch this shutout in the second half. BigSneezy, direct snap, past the line into the end zone, touchdown. Concord Esports, the direct snap. BigSneezy's bread and butter. Concord Esports doing their BigSneezy impression en route to a tie game at 21 apiece. A whole new ball game here in the second half. It seems Concord Esports are figuring out this Wildcat offense. How is BigSneezy going to respond? Nearly had, if he had that last defender shoved, needed more time to build up speed. Concord Esports going to shut that one down. We approach the final quarter of play. Still have lots of questions here. The biggest one, Concord and their defensive adjustments continuing to throw fits at BigSneezy's offense. How is he going to respond? As a screen pass, the big fella's got numbers. Look like even numbers. Still able to turn it to an 8-yard completion. And the end of the third quarter. I'd be surprised if we see any chew clock. We're going to have to enjoy all good 5 minutes the old-fashioned way, as we are all tied up here in the final quarter of play. The Wildcat question seems to have been answered by Concord Esports. Now it's up for BigSneezy to figure out his response. The tight end not able to power through for the first. He's 1 yard short of the marker.
That's what makes this tight end so dangerous. You can flex him out into that slot position. He shows his versatility. He could be an inline guy that can block, but here he shows you what he can do.
BigSneezy now, 3rd and 1 from the 32. Just enough to move the chains, but the football's knocked loose. Possession gonna go the way of Concord Esports. No one's gonna catch the defender in a foot race. It's a touchdown. Concord Esports. Fumble recovery gonna go all the way to the house for 6. Went from a first down to a touchdown for Concord Esports. Wow.
We're going to take matters into our own hands with his late touchdown, and now the dynamic in this game is completely shifted.
Went from a tie game, anybody's match, and now Sneezy gonna have to fight back in this one. Down a score here in the final quarter of play. Sneezy's got anything in the back pocket for a one-play touchdown. You want to see him bring that out. You do not want to put pressure. You don't want to make it. You don't want to score too late and force OT. You leave too much time on the game clock. The opponent can score a field goal with triple zeros. It's certainly a Goldilocks zone here for how quickly you want to operate your offense. But step one, you cannot get picky. You got to matriculate upfield. That time on 1st and 10, BigSneezy sent backwards. And Concord and their defensive adjustments throughout these series have thrown fits. First to BradSnappa, now to BigSneezy, who's looking to sneak out of here with a 2-0 victory. Gonna turn off the chew clock. We're not looking to operate in a hurry here, down a score. Want to ideally score ahead of the 2-minute timeout, so you have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with. Doesn't quite have a step. It's batted down and incomplete. Tough break for Concord Esports. A sigh of relief for Post University. A turnover there could have been all she wrote on game 2. Post University going to live to fight another day. BigSneezy needs to find an adjustment here. Dropping back to pass. Head of steam to turn the corner. Needs to get past one. Flipped over a second. 1 yard short of the marker. Just having to power through for every single yard underneath this secondary. Dropping back to pass. The big fella bringing it in and out of bounds. First down and clock stopped for BigSneezy. More time, more space, more breathing room for this offense to work with. Dropping back to pass. It's the comeback route. Hit as he makes the catch. It's incomplete. Comeback route almost had it. The hit was the only thing that saved it there. No chance to make a play on the ball. Dropping back to pass once more. Gonna turn the corner, shoved back before he can do so. 3rd and 6 now for BigSneezy. 4 down territory. There's no secret about it at this point in the game. One play touchdown territory. You see the whole secondary dropping back 5 yards. They're not looking to get beat over the top here. The drag route going to beat him across the middle of the field for the first. Not going to stop the clock, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. BigSneezy may have one more play to snap here before the 2-minute warning. Ball is snapped. He has a man with a step on the right side of the field. The ball is short. It's hauled in through the contact for the touchdown. Post University. With the and one on the reception, we're all tied up at 28 apiece. No 2-minute warning, no problem. Now all tied up at 28 apiece. The defense for BigSneezy was so electric throughout the first 3 quarters of play. They're going to need more of that magic here to come away with a victory. 3 timeouts, a minute 58, 3 timeouts apiece. Clock management going to be crucial, critical, important. Any other word in the dictionary for really matters right now with a minute 58 left to play. It's the whole name of the game here. Back to passed on first underneath the defense, just what the doctor ordered. A lot of defenders at that first level to put that one to rest. Just a 3-yard gain. Dropping back to pass once more. A tremendous drop back. Gonna make his hands on the football. It's an interception for Post University here in the final 2 minutes of play. Could be just what the doctor ordered. The defense serves up an interception. And the game flipped on its head now for Post University. Already in field goal range. Need 1 first down to look to score the field goal with triple zeros. Turn on that chew clock. BigSneezy. Put their foot on the gas. Make their presence felt. They're going to force out timeouts here. Or Concord Esports. You just need any yardage to keep down and distance ahead. No timeout being called yet. Chew clock. Going to be the name of the game. Or Post University. They'll happily score with triple zeros with a field goal if Concord Esports will let them here. Just got to get a little bit closer to the marker. Don't give up an interception. No fumble recovery. Early slide. 3rd and inches. Will happily take it. Out comes the first timeout. Or Concord Esports. Concord Esports now looking for a lifeline on the defensive side of the ball. It'll be all that separates Post University from a ticket to top 8. Concord Esports fighting for their playoff lives here. 22 yards of grass between Post University and a playoff berth into next week. 3rd and inches, direct snap, looking to dive over the line of scrimmage. Instead, it's a loss of 1. 4th and 1 now for Post University. You need 1 yard of offense, or you can sell out for the field goal. Field goal is going to be incredibly makeable, but you leave the door open for Concord Esports to go ahead and score a touchdown. Post University not going to take that chance. BigSneezy, 1 yard of offense is the requirement here. Quick pass is hauled in right at the goal line. No yards after catch shenanigans. Just haul that ball in, young man. 1st and goal from the 3, and this will be pretty much victory formation. Still all 3 timeouts left for Concord Esports. But they've yet to call any of them. Going to come right out of the Wildcat. Just don't give up a fumble. No fumble comes out there. Out comes the first timeout for Concord Esports. Post University, the name of the game is delay, delay, delay. You stay in the backfield. Don't give up a fumble. Just try to buy some time. If you can't get a field goal, that's great. Try to get as close to triple zeros on that game clock as you can. 6 seconds left. Again, don't do anything crazy. This isn't run backwards territory or anything like that. You just need to sap some time off that game clock. Quarterback able to keep it. 2 seconds left standing. The last timeout for Concord Esports. And special teams. A miracle on special teams is all that separates Concord Esports and an early off season. All that separates Post University and their ticket into top 8. The shaky arrow got to take a deep breath and lock this one in to book his ticket into the quarterfinals. The kick is up And the kick is good. Game-winning field goal. Ice in BigSneezy's veins. They turn off the hurry-up valve. Concord Esports, tremendous adjustments in the second half, but BigSneezy just one step ahead in that defense. On another level as we approach the scoreboard. BigSneezy out in a hurry. Can you blame him? Almost 11 p.m. here on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen. My name has been Sandwich. Tremendous college football 26, and we'll have more college football 26 action in store for you next week. We hope to see you then.